Okay, so the ticket will be ready for me. I'll be able to pick it up there at the counter, right? At the airport? Okay. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Charlotte, I thought you were going to get dressed, honey.
Oh, Charlotte. I hate that name.
Why? It's a very nice name. I like it.
Well, I'd much prefer Mrs. Jake Harrison. Will you call me Mrs. Harrison? I love the way that sounds.
All the people here at the hotel call you Mrs. Harrison.
I know, but it's not the same. I'm dying to hear you say it.
Okay. Good morning, Mrs. Harrison.
You have made me very, very happy.
Take it easy.
Hesser? Hesser?
Carlo, what's going on?
Hello, Porter.
What the hell is going on here?
We know you were expecting Carlo. Sorry to disappoint you. He's not going to be able to make your appointment.
There's an APB out on you and a warrant for your arrest.
Oh, come on. You wouldn't want to arrest an innocent citizen, would you, for trying to find his wife? Unless, of course, you were behind the kidnapping and you didn't want him to know about it.
You're crazy.
Then you're right. I'm going to ask you some questions, Porter. And you better give me the answers. Otherwise, they really will have a reason to arrest me.
Oh, hello. What are you doing home? I saw trucks in the driveway.
Maintenance man from the hotel. You're finally getting your dishwasher? And I'm measuring the new store windows. When I called, you weren't here, so I came home. No problem.
Oh, Max, I'm so sorry you had to come back from the hotel, especially for that. If I'd known they were going to be here...
It's okay. It's okay.
Thank you for the dishwasher.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
You know, I don't know about you, but I've been thinking about how strange that dinner was with Asa last night. Very bizarre. I mean, first to be invited to dinner and then thrown out before it's even served. Then again, he is a very strange man, isn't he?
Yeah, well, you want to hear something even more bizarre? Asa and Renee took a flight this morning.
Yeah?
Sweetwater, Texas.
Sweetwater. Why?
I don't know, but I'm going to find out. But I do know he's up to something. And that something is no good.
But what?
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one night to live.
I wonder if Ace is on to me.
What do you mean?
Well, maybe he's figured out that I'm working for him in order to destroy him.
Oh, Max, how could he find that out?
Real easy if he figured out that it was my daddy that he stole the oil rights from. But why would he go to Sweetwater, Texas? I mean, I just don't understand that.
There could be a very simple explanation. It may not have anything to do with you at all, or your father's ranch. It could be that he went to see an old friend.
Asa doesn't have any friends.
But Renee does, and she went with him.
There are only
right?
2 reasons that old buzzard would go to Sweetwater, Texas. No, make that 3.
Oh, what are they?
1, make a buck. 2, cheat somebody. 3, make a buck and then cheat somebody. You know what? Maybe I should go to Sweetwater, Texas.
Max, that's ridiculous. What are you going to do when you get there, anyway?
Find out what that old buzzard is up to.
And so you confront Asa. He's not going to admit anything to you. He'll probably just cotton on to you, and then your whole plan to undermine him will be destroyed. Darling, the only way to beat Asa is to stay cool. You already have access to his papers, so anything that he might be planning, you'll know about ahead of time. You'll be able to protect yourself. But if you fly down to Texas now and show your hand, well, then everything will be destroyed and ruined.
Well, I'll just pretend it's a coincidence that I ran into him.
And even our little boy could see through something like that. Come on. Why don't you go back to work? Pretend you don't know where Asa is. When he gets back to town, you might be able to pick up a clue. What What do you think?
Maybe you're right. Hell, how much damage can that old buzzard do in a day?
Trust me on this. I know I'm right. How about lunch, husband, at Max's place?
Okay, 12:30?
I'll be there.
Okay.
Will you?
Sure. On sharp, on the dot.
Thank you so much for my dishwasher. All I have to do is figure out how to run it.
You're welcome. See you at 12:30.
Yep. Information, yes. I need the area code to Sweetwater, Texas, please.
Ma'am, are you DuAnn Demerest?
Who's asking?
Oh, my name is Asa Buchanan. This here's my wife, Renee.
How do you do? Oh, did you break down your car or something?
Oh, no, ma'am. We're looking for information. I went over to the hospital, and they told me a tornado leveled the old hospital, and all the records were destroyed.
That twister took out half the town.
Yeah, so they said, and the administrator told me that you are the local authority and a burst in the area.
For almost 40 years. I've been midwifing since I was a young girl. I helped my mama and my granny, and then when they passed on, I took over.
Golly, Miss Demerest, that must mean that you probably remember every baby you've ever delivered.
All of them. If my memory's sparked by my recipe cards.
Well, ma'am, what I'd like to know is...
You folks are gonna have to excuse me. Bobby Sue Wadsworth is just about due any day now, and that might be her.
Oh, ma'am, do you mind if we wait out here?
You just suit yourself.
Well, I guess we might as well sit down. Do you remember her?
No, I never saw her. I don't even remember ever hearing her name.
Well, she wasn't particularly friendly. I wonder if she remembers you.
No, the people here are taught to be wary of strangers. It's their nature.
I can understand why.
Is that in reference to me?
Darling, you did con Wingate Holden out of his mineral rights and valuable oil. So I would think that the memory of that is indelibly marked on everybody's minds in this area.
Honey, I can read these faces like a road map. She has no idea who I am. And my name is not connected with any mineral rights around here or anything else.
Start thinking with your head instead of your heart, Alex. You're in serious trouble. You continually disobeyed my orders. You broke every rule in the FAB book when you escaped detainment, and now you're holding me hostage?
I don't care about rules anymore. And I don't work for you, remember?
Alex, come to your senses. Show that you're loyal to the FAB. Give me that gun, and I'll do everything within my power to see that you're reinstated.
Oh, you're a fine one to talk about loyalty. You threw away the rule book months ago. Why, Porter? What kind of scam are you running with Hesser?
Watch it, Alex. You don't know what you're talking about.
Then tell me a story. I'd love to hear how the government can justify kidnapping innocent citizens. How they justify pulling strings to keep a mob boss out of prison.
I can't talk to you about agency business. That's highly classified information. You know that.
What about that little safe in your office, Porter? Is that classified? I bet the Bureau would just love to know about that.
You know the one we're talking about? The one with the phony passport, then the cash, and those computer disks with the information on it that you wanted to use to blackmail the FAB? Could keep them from prosecuting you?
If you think I'm working without the FAB's full approval, then call my superior. He'll vouch for me.
And his superior as well? How high up does this corruption go?
We'll worry about that later. Right now, the only thing I want to know about is where my wife is. So where is she, Porter? Where are you hiding Sarah?
I don't know. And I'm warning both of you, you will never get away with this.
Listen to me. If you had a backup coming here, they'd be here by now, Porter. Right now, it's just Alex and you and me. So if you value your life at all, you better start giving me some answers.
You're Mrs. Harrison in name only.
I know that. I was up half the night hoping you'd change your mind and come to bed.
It's not gonna happen, Charlotte. As soon as we find Sarah, you know that this is over with, right?
I know that doesn't mean that I have to stop hoping. that one day your feelings would change.
You know, I'm starting to think that this was a terrible mistake.
The only thing that's going to keep you alive. Now that we're married, my father won't hurt you.
I know, but Charlotte, it's not fair to you.
I don't mind. At least it protects you, and maybe it'll help us find Sarah.
But you deserve to be happy, sweetheart. You deserve a man that is going to love you as much as you love him.
Maybe that'll happen. But for now, would you just do me a favor? A little favor.
What?
Would you just call me Mrs. Harrison once every morning for as long as we're married? Please?
Okay, I can handle that.
Thank you. What do you want me to order you for breakfast?
Nothing. I have to get going.
Where are you going?
I have to go find Bo and Alex in Washington.
Why?
Because, remember when you called your father this morning and the clerk at the desk said that he had gone out hours ago?
Yes. So?
So, what if Porter contacted your father last night and went to confirm that meeting that you set up?
Believe me, if my father thought that I called Porter, he would break down that door by now.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe he and Porter are working together to nab Bo and Alex. Either way, I don't know why the hell your father's involved in this kidnapping, but I do know that Bo and Alex are getting too close for somebody's comfort.
God. And here I am making all these silly plans for our first day of marriage. And Bo and Alex could be walking right into a trap.
Yeah, maybe. And if so, I'll be there to help out. And if not, maybe Bo and I can knock a little information out of Porter.
All right, well, just give me 5 minutes to get dressed.
No, you are staying here. You've done your share. You are staying
Not
here.
a chance.
Charlotte, you've done everything you possibly have to help me out, okay? I don't want to take you with into a potentially dangerous situation and get you hurt, all right? So just stay put. Wait for me to call you.
All right, listen to me, Jake. Please promise me that if my father is there at the safe house, you won't lose control and hurt him, huh?
I promise.
Thank you. And please, be careful. I wouldn't be able to handle it if anything happened to you.
Okay. I'll call you later. All right?
Jake, my boy, from this time on, I will consider you a member of my family.
Daddy, you're embarrassing, Jake.
Oh, it might take him some time to get used to our ways, but he'll learn. Jake, because of the love that you have for my daughter, I look upon you as a son. I hope you'll view me as a father.
Well, the dinner you sent up last night was terrific. The wine and the flowers, everything made last night very special for us, didn't it?
I never thought I'd forgive you for not letting me be part of your wedding ceremony. But seeing you so happy is a dream come true.
I love you, Daddy.
I know a father is supposed to step back when his daughter gets married and let her husband fill her heart. Let him take care of her, let him protect her. I'm afraid I can't do that. I wouldn't know what to do without your love, without your trust. And I can't fully trust anyone to protect you. But if anyone ever hurts you, they'll be answerable to me.
I can protect Charlotte. You don't have to worry about her.
I hope not.
Well, I have to get going. I have an important appointment.
No, you
Excuse me,
can't
please.
leave just yet, Jake.
Daddy, Jake is in kind of a hurry.
Yeah, it's a job interview, Carlo, and I figured now that I'm a wife and I'm a married man that I better get something better than just PI work if I...
Oh, no, that can wait, that can wait. You can take care of it when you come back from your honeymoon. You're leaving this afternoon for 3 glorious weeks in the Caribbean.
This afternoon?
It's my wedding gift to you. I've arranged the whole thing, and I'm not going to take no for an answer.
How'd it go?
How'd it go? It went better than I expected.
So what happened?
Judge gave me probation.
You're not going to jail?
No, That's right, I'm not. I have to pay back the money and do some community service.
That is terrific. That's great. I've been worried about you all day. I kept thinking that the judge was going to convict you and send you to Statesville for the rest of your life, and then I thought, well, maybe he'll be compassionate. Would you please just sit down, okay? I wish you had let me go with you. It must have been horrible being there all alone.
Well, I wasn't alone, actually. The bishop was there. There was a letter from the cardinal.
Wow.
Herb Callison had a stack of letters from every big wig in town recommending my probation.
So why aren't you smiling, You're a free man?
Not for long if I don't get a job to pay back that money.
That's no problem.
Oh, yeah? I don't think the sanitation department would hire me as a trash collector. Nobody wants an embezzler.
I'm hiring you.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? The bartender last night quit, so you got a job.
Andy, I don't know a thing about bartending.
Oh, yes, like I was born with that knowledge. I mean, all you have to do is pick up a book and ask the customers for advice. It's no big deal. Come on, if I could do it, you can do it.
You're amazing. You give me a place, don't blush. You give me a place to stay, and you offer me a job.
Look, I need a bartender, you need a job. It's that simple.
I can't do it. This place would go broke in a month.
Oh, come on. First of all, everybody that walks in here knows that you didn't take that money from Outlook House.
Oh, really? What do they believe?
Well, they think that you're covering for someone. You're obviously not a crook. And hey, if they believe it, they want to come in and check you out, so that will bring in more customers. And if they don't like it, well, then we don't want them here anyway. Come on, what do you say?
I don't know, I guess I have some experience that'll come in handy.
Uh-huh.
No, I mean, I'm used to listening to people's problems.
Yeah, right. So you listen to the problems, and then, you know, if they give you any trouble, you can just toss them out on there, you know.
On there, just...
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Why don't you just look? Look at this book. Think it over.
I don't need to look at the book. I'd like to work here.
All right. Welcome to Max's place.
They are out on the porch.
Asa and Renee are there right now?
Yes. Oh, she is a pretty woman. Oh, she just seems too nice to be married to a scoundrel like him. But then my mom always said there's just no accounting for taste.
DuAnn, now have they mentioned anything? Have they inquired about the child that was born to Patricia Holden?
Not yet, but I expect that question's on their mind. I can't think of any other reason why they'd fly all the way down here from up north and drive the dusty road out to my house and then ask me the same questions that you did.
DuAnn, what would it take for you to shade the truth just a little?
If I'm reading you right, I think you want more than shading is what you're asking for. Now, Missy, I want to tell you, I am not in the habit of telling anything but the truth to people. Even shading the truth. It's just more time and effort than it's worth. One shadow leads to another, and then another. And, well, in the long run, it is just not worth it.
Yes, I understand your apprehension about this, and I agree with you. The easier our lives are, the better. But what if I made this complication worth your while?
Oh, I'm not sure that in my age I just want to complicate my life. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about clearing out my shiffer robes and just giving away a lot of stuff to the First Baptist Church. They're trying to raise money, buy new choir robes.
I'll give you $5,000. How does that sound?
$5,000? Wow, that's a lot of shading.
Yes, and imagine how many choir robes you could buy with that.
I saw on TV, you can wire money to people. It just gets there in a matter of minutes. Now, do you know anything about that?
Yes, I think I could do that.
Fine. If you get that money here before Asa leaves, I'll shade that truth just for you.
Good. You'll have the money within 24 hours.
No, that's not good enough. Well, I might do my part, and then you just could claim that we never had this talk.
Now, DuAnn, I would never do that to you. Listen, I'll wire you a promissory note. I'll say that it's for the purchase of one of your armoires. That way no one will be suspicious.
All right, you got 1 hour to get me that note.
Good, and then you'll get the money by tomorrow. Do we have a deal?
When I get the wire, we'll have a deal.
Fine. I'll get right on it.
Now, where on earth are you going to get $5,000? And what sort of deal are you making?
Oh, where did you come from?
I saw those trucks out back and I wondered what was happening. I came in through the kitchen. Nice dishwasher. Who are you on the phone with?
Oh, that doesn't really matter. Mum, can I borrow $5,000?
You can't borrow $500. Oh, you know I can never save money. Every penny I make, I spend. I'm worried about you. What sort of trouble are you in now? I mean, why would you offer to pay someone blackmail
It's
money?
not blackmail, it's for a favor.
What sort of favor?
Mum, would you please stop giving me the third degree? I finally have found a way to ensure my future, but I need that money. Max said that he was going to pay some of the credit card bills. Damn. How difficult can 5,000 be to find?
Look, darling, please, stop being so frantic. The last time you were like this, you embezzled money from Outlook House, and now Father Tony is having to pay for it. I mean, he's threatened with prison, and you're still up to your old tricks. When are you going to start to learn from your mistakes?
I have learned from my mistakes. You do whatever is necessary to survive.
No matter who it hurts? I wonder how you sleep at night.
Very nicely, actually. I dream about a better life for me and Max and Al. And I also think about getting back at Asa for all the pain he's caused Max's family.
Why don't you let Max worry about Asa?
Mom, I can't turn down this opportunity.
You can't spend the rest of your life making up all the rules.
Could you get an advance on your salary?
Oh, how do I get through to you?
That's it? That's it? That's got to be worth at least $10,000.
What is it?
It's the deed to Max's place.
Darling, I hate to remind you about this, but you gave Max's place to Andy when you thought Max was killed in the car crash. She's been paying the mortgage.
Good. There should be some equity built up on it.
It doesn't belong to you.
Well, in actual fact, yes, it does. I was planning on signing over the papers to her when she changed the name of the place, but she never changed the name, so I never signed the papers. So technically, my name is still on here. That means I can borrow money against it. No one will be the wiser. Excuse me, I've got to go to the bank.
It will never work.
Well, no, it won't work if you plan on telling everyone about it.
You're going to have to pay back this money. Just like all the rest of the money you owe. I mean, where are you going to get it from?
Mum, when this is due, I shall be rolling in riches. Don't worry.
Worry.
You don't suppose DuAnn went out the back door without telling us goodbye, do you?
Not unless Bobby Sue went into labor, or perhaps she recognized you after this 30-odd years or so.
I told you, she does not know me.
Asa, darling, the handwriting expert said that the letter to you from Patricia Holden matched those to Max. That means that the letter to you from Patricia is not a fake. That means Max is your son.
Because she said so does not make it true.
Darling, why would... This woman was not lying. I read that letter a dozen times.
You know, you've got one big fault. You know what it is? Trusting. She was with a guy she knew wouldn't amount to a damn thing. So here's a chance to give her son something.
Asa, she didn't want anything from you. She just wanted you to know that you had a son.
It was a ploy. Playing with my guilt, hoping I'd write a big fat check or set up a trust fund or something. Why do you think I threw that letter in the file? Didn't give it a second thought. But I'll tell you something. We gotta watch ourselves around here. Because I need proof that she wasn't lying.
Well, I sure hope that DuAnn comes up with something and we get this settled.
I'm sorry, folks.
Oh, no problem, DuAnn.
Was Miss Wadsworth in labor?
Oh, not yet. Skittish, though. You folks, you drove out here for a purpose. What is it?
Ma'am, do you remember Patricia Holden?
Yes, sir, I do.
You happened to deliver her 2 sons.
Yes, sir, I did. And I think that they were christened and baptized Max and Stephen. Yes, Stephen, that's it. I heard that he's killed a couple of years ago.
Yes. Yes, it was a terrible tragedy.
Do you remember who their father was?
Wingate Holden was the name on that birth certificate, and she was married to that man when those boys were born.
Excuse me a moment, Miss Demerest, but, well, I suppose that when you're called to deliver a child, you go there right away, and you're kind of there for the duration.
Most times, yes.
Uh-huh. That probably might amount to, well, quite a few hours.
And most times.
I suppose then you get to know the woman pretty well. I mean, you might hear her say something. She might say something to you that she'd never say to another human being.
That happens.
Did Patricia Hoagland ever say to you privately she wouldn't tell anyone else?
Well, now, not that I recall off the top of my head, but that's possible. I would have to just, you know, look at my recipe cards and jog my memory a bit. See, I make notes on every delivery for the doctors in the hospital and for the county clerk, and then I make some for my own eyes in case I ever get around to writing my book.
Could you possibly see if you have any memory of Patricia Holden? It would mean an awful lot to both of us.
Come back in an hour.
An hour?
I have a lot of recipe boxes that I have to pull out. I am not as fast as I used to be.
Darling, you take all the time you need, and we'll go down to the diner and have something to eat, won't we, honey? Come on, come on.
Buchanan, you'll have to trust me.
Trust you? You haven't told me the truth since the first day I met you. Porter, the only reason you ever even signed an agent to this case is just to keep an eye on me. That game is over now, Porter.
I don't know where your wife is. And even if I did, I couldn't tell you. There's a law against revealing government secrets.
There's only one law that you have to be concerned about right now, and that's my law. Now, where is she?
Look, as I've said before...
You got 3 seconds to tell me exactly where Sarah is, or you're a dead man, Porter.
Don't be stupid, Buchanan. If you kill me, you'll never find your wife.
Where is she?
Look, let me go. I'll try to get the information that you're looking for. I can make a few calls.
Calls? Who are you gonna call? You wanna call somebody? Huh? To save your life? You get this straight. Your life doesn't mean a damn to me.
What about your wife's life, huh? What about Alex's life? Their life doesn't mean a damn either unless you release me right now.
I'm gonna take my chances.
Not yet.
No, no! Porter, without Sarah, I don't even have a life. So you better tell me exactly where she is. Right now, or you better start praying.
Phone's ringing.
Now you answer the damn question!
That's a security check. If I don't pick up that phone, this place will be crawling with agents within 5 minutes.
Let him answer it, Bo.
All right. You play it straight, Porter. If you let on that Alex and I are here, when your buddies get here, all they're gonna find is a big hole right where your heart's supposed to be.
Hello?
Is that you, Porter?
Yes. Everything's fine. I'll give you a call from the office later.
Porter, I'm pulling out.
Look, if you're having some problems, we'll discuss this later, all right?
At the airport. Nighthawks are ready with the tower says severe thunderstorms are approaching the area.
I said we would discuss this later.
Get someone here to take over. Leaving the country wasn't part of my assignment.
You have your orders. Follow them now.
Hey. I recognize the voice, Porter. That was Kip. And you're talking about Sarah. Where is she?
Daddy, we really can't accept this honeymoon trip and all these great clothes. I mean, we appreciate your thoughtfulness and your generosity, but we have to say no.
Every newlywed couple deserves a honeymoon.
Believe me, I'd love more than anything to go to the Caribbean with Jake. But we just suddenly have so many things to do, you know, maybe in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, maybe in a couple of weeks we could do this, Carlo.
What the devil's so important you can't go on a honeymoon?
Look, it's obvious you went through a great deal of trouble, and sorry.
No, there was no trouble. I just made a couple of phone calls and got the best hotel suite on the island. I called my pilot at Douglas, told him to get my private plane Nighthawk fueled and ready. Oh, you can look for a job when you come back. Jake, you know what? You pick the company you want to be with. I'll take care of everything while you're basking in the sunshine.
Daddy, I am so touched by this. I mean, this is really very sweet of you. It's the sweetest thing a father could do for his daughter and son-in-law. But we just can't go.
Why the hell not?
We're gonna have to tell him the truth, Charlotte. See, somebody else's happiness is more important right now than mine or Charlotte's.
Tony, are you planning on becoming a bartender?
Oh, he is a bartender.
You're not serious.
Oh, yes. I can hire whoever I want.
Oh, Andy, I wasn't objecting. I'm just surprised.
Well, in case you're wondering, the judge gave me probation on one condition, that I pay back the money to Outlook House and perform community service. I needed a job, and Andy was kind enough to give me one.
Does that mean you're not going to jail?
Well, not if I can avoid trouble.
Oh, Tony, I'm so happy for you.
I think I'm going to bring these to table 4.
Well, so, how do you like your job?
Well, I appreciate that Andy gave me a chance, that she's willing to take a risk on me.
Oh, you're not a risk. You have so many friends in this neighborhood. And as for the money, well, that's my responsibility, and I will get that money for you somehow, Tony.
Well, you shouldn't make promises you can't keep.
This is a promise I plan on keeping. As a matter of fact, I can give you a $5,000 deposit to begin with.
$5,000?
I know the timing is ironic. If I'd only had it a few weeks ago, well... Anyway, I have it now, and it's better late than never, isn't it?
Well, look, I'm supposed to be working here. How am I going to all of a sudden explain a $5,000 payment out of the blue?
Well, you just give it a little bit at a time. Keep the rest under your pillow or in a shoe. The fact is that the debt must be paid.
That's it. Pay it off, wipe the slate clean, huh?
Yeah, then everybody will forgive and forget.
Is that what you expect me to do? Forgive and forget what you did?
Well, DuAnn, did you find those old recipe books?
Yes, I did.
Did you find out what I was looking for?
You all have a seat. I'm going to get you some coffee. Buster makes the very best chicken fried steak in Texas, but he makes the worst coffee in the whole U.S. of A. now. Coffee's the easiest thing in the world to make. I think by now he would have learned.
No, hold on. We appreciate it, but we're in a kind of a rush. All I want to know is what you learned about Max Holden. That's all. I appreciate that. I really would.
When I pulled the boxes out from my cupboard, bits and pieces of things began to come back to me. And then after I looked at my notes, why, I knew my memory had not tricked me. Now, I guess that the time might come when it will. Thank the Lord that has not happened yet. Well, Patricia was not what you'd call very well liked by a lot of folks. I guess in respect to her memory, I have to say, though, that may not be all her fault. Now, there was a lot of gossip about her, but the truth... That's Bubba, the postmaster. Bubba, hey!
Just came in over the wire for you.
Oh, we know you. We just met you down at the diner.
If I'd known you were coming out here, you could have saved me a trip.
You're paid to deliver the mail, not us.
Yeah. Buster's Coffee turns the happiest man into a grump.
Thank you for coming out.
My pleasure.
Ma'am, can we get back to Patricia Holden, please?
Yes. Mrs. Buchanan, I've got a mighty fine pumpkin patch. Now, if you'd like to take some with you up north, you go on.
Yeah,
You go and help yourself. And...
DuAnn, please. You can say anything you want from my wife. She knows all there is to know about me. Now, I want to find out all I can about Max Holden and Patricia Holden.
The name of the father on that birth certificate was Wingate Holden. But he is not Max's father. You are.
What are you talking about? Whose happiness is more important than my daughter's?
Well, like, you weren't happy that we didn't include you on the wedding, so were my brother and sister, so they decided to throw a little reception for us, and they're gonna have a cake and a photographer and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, it's a wonderful way for everyone to get together and meet each other.
Yeah, and the problem is, though, they haven't decided whether or not they could have it tonight or tomorrow, if they can get the arrangements settled in time.
It would be terrible for us to just back out at this time, don't you think?
Oh, no, I understand. I'll just call and change the reservations.
Yeah, well, maybe we should wait until we talk to Max and Andy and find out when the celebration is planned for.
And then we can, as soon as we know, as soon as possible, we'll tell you.
Let's call now.
I'll get it. Hello? Yes, he is. Daddy, it's for you.
Thank you, Charlotte. Yes. What did you do? You'll have to make other arrangements. Because if had you bothered to inform me, I would have told you that Nighthawk is not available. All right. If it's absolutely necessary.
Daddy, something wrong?
I detest incompetence. People screw up and they expect me to bail them out. When I change your hotel reservations, I'll have to book you on a commercial flight. My plane won't be available. In just a few days.
It's all right. We don't mind.
But I promise you it'll be down there to pick you up. I've got some business to take care of. Don't forget to let me know when Andy and Max, set an evening for the reception.
Well, thanks for everything.
Something important just went down on that phone, Charlotte.
I think so. My father has never backed out on an offer before. In fact, whenever I've wanted to use his plane, no matter what the plans were, he always made it available to me. I wonder what's going on.
I don't know. But if it has to do with Sarah, I better get a hold of Bo and Alex as soon as possible. I'll talk to you.
As I said, I don't know anyone named Kip.
Give it up, Porter! We know that Kip works for you, and we know he's the one holding Sarah. We checked your files.
That was Agent Harry David from the LA office on the phone.
I know that was Kip calling from the airport. Now, where is he?
Agent David was asking about another case which has nothing to do with your wife, Buchanan. And with my life on the line, why would I lie to you? But if you really don't believe me, then go ahead. Go ahead. Pull the trigger.
There's no point, Bo. He's not going to talk. He's not going to talk to us.
Yeah, well, I'm going to prove to him that I mean business.
Listen, he's been trained to keep his mouth shut. He's not going to tell us anything, especially something the agency isn't supposed to know.
That was Kip on the phone. He's calling with Sarah. We've got to find where they are.
Let's call Jake. I mean, we know that Carlo's definitely involved with him. Maybe he's had the same kind of luck, especially since Charlotte's on our side now.
I can make this man break.
Fine, let's call Jake first. He hasn't been able to reach us, Bo. I know it's a long shot, but it's a possibility. What have we got to lose?
Okay. You keep an eye on him.
You said that you would forgive me. Have you changed your mind?
No. But I'll never forget what you did to me. No amount of money will ever make me forget that.
So, what does this mean? That, you're going to expose me as the one who embezzled the money?
Look, I made you a promise. I did that for free. I never wanted anything for that. So you don't have to go around bribing me for the rest of your life and worrying that I'm going to break this promise.
Not in a million years would I dream that you would ever break a promise. And my offer of money was not a bribe. Tony, you have already done so much for me that I don't want you working for years to pay off the money that I took. That's my responsibility. I'm sorry.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
I heard about the hearing. I'm real glad the judge gave you a good break.
Thanks, pal.
And you're looking good behind the bar.
Yeah, I'd like to see you back here.
How about Philip?
You betcha.
Hey.
Hey.
So, you want to eat at the bar or that table?
That table looks good.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
You okay?
Yes. I'm fine. Well, tell me, what did you find out about Ace's trip to Texas?
Nothing, zip. But I just ran into court, so I invited him to join us, if you don't mind.
No. Planning on pumping him for information?
Not necessarily. I mentioned that I was looking for Asa, and he told me that he hadn't seen him since late yesterday. He didn't even know that he left town.
So you think if he knows something, he's going to tell you?
Yeah, probably. After all, Cordero is the last person Asa would confide in. He's too straight and honest for the kind of scams Asa pulls.
Darling, do you think that we could forget about Asa? At least for our lunch.
No, I'll never forget about him. I'm gonna make him pay for what he did to my daddy. Now, I owe that to my father and to my son. And the sooner I do it, the sooner we can get rid of that old snake once and for all.
Jake.
What?
Please be careful and call me the first chance you get, okay?
Right. Where?
Maybe you better wait. Hello?
Charlotte, it's Bo. Is Jake there?
Yes, he was just going to meet you. It's Bo.
Bo, did Porter show up at the safe house?
Yeah, we're there right now.
Did you find out anything?
No, not from Porter, but Kip called here. We heard him on the speakerphone. He says he's at an airport somewhere. He's planning on leaving the country. Now, Porter won't tell us where the airport is or where they're headed. So we figure if Charlotte can get to Carlo, maybe he can help us some way. Because, Jake, I swear, if they leave the country with Sarah, we may never find her again.
Okay, so you couldn't break Porter of anything?
No, I tried to break his face, but he's not going to help any.
Okay, well, listen, Carlo was just here. He got a phone call. We couldn't figure it out, but we think maybe it had something to do with Sarah.
10 to 1 it did. Tell Charlotte to talk to her dad and try to work Nighthawk into the conversation.
Nighthawk, Bo, that is Carlo's private plane. What did he say? Why did he mention it?
Kip called. He said he was at the airport. Nighthawk was on the runway, was ready to take off, but they were holding because of severe thunderstorms in the area.
Bo, they have it at Douglas Airport, Bo. That's where they're probably holding Sarah, so I'll meet you over there, okay?
Okay.
Yes.
Come on. We're going to get Sarah.
Saturday, don't miss the network premiere of Adventures in Babysitting, an ABC movie special. Then Audrey's debate to bag Cooper. Who can you trust in Twin